Ladies, let's talk about something truly life-changing. Solo travel. Maybe you've thought about it, maybe you've already booked your trip but got cold feet, or maybe you just need that final push to book that ticket. I get it. Traveling alone as a woman can get really intimidating. But let me tell you something. It's also one of the most empowering, freeing, and confidence-boosting thing you will ever do. Imagine waking up in a new country, deciding your plans for the day with no one to answer but yourself. Do you want to spend hours in a museum? Go for it. Want to sit in a cafe, people watch, and journal? Do it. Solo travel is all about you. And today I'm sharing my top 15 tips to help you stay safe, feel confident, and fully enjoy your adventure. Plus, in tip number 8, I will tell you why knowing your limits will make or break your trip. So stay tuned. What's up, beautiful people? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Grace, and in case you are new here, thank you for tuning in to my channel, which focuses on all things travel and helping you explore the world with ease. Now, before I jump into my must-know safety travel tips, let's talk about why every woman should travel solo at least once in her lifetime. The most obvious thing I guarantee you that will happen is that you will gain an unmatched confidence. When you navigate a new city and take decisions for yourself and solve problems, your confidence will reach a new height. You will return home feeling like you could conquer the world. And that alone is something that I really want you to experience. Now, secondly, you will get to know yourself deeply. Without the distractions of familiar people, routines, and social obligations, solo travel will give you the space to reflect, grow, and truly understand what makes you happy. The next one is my favorite one. You have the freedom to just plan your itinerary the way you want to plan it without thinking of another person. That means no compromising on where to eat, what to do, or how long to stay at an attraction. Every decision is yours and yours alone. Also, you get to meet people the way you would never meet them when you would be in a setting of a group of friends or family. And that is because when you are alone, you are more approachable, making it easier to meet locals and fellow travelers who can enrich your journey. And lastly, it's the ultimate form of self-care. So I hope those were convincing to start with. Now, let's get into this video on how to travel solo as a female confidently and safely. Now, it's important to begin with saying you don't have to be flying off to the other side of the world when you can start small. I grew up in Germany, so my first solo travels were to places like Amsterdam, London, and Paris. Those cities are familiar, easy to navigate, and for me, close to home. I'm practically not leaving Europe. It gave me the confidence to go further out. So my first tip here is to choose places with good tourism infrastructure, where English is commonly spoken, and where it's easy to get around. Countries nearby or even cities within your country can be perfect starting points. You will learn, for example, how to handle your luggage, make decisions for yourself, and stay safe without the overwhelm of a complete new culture or language barrier. And something you should know is baby steps are still brave steps. This one is very, very important and something that I always do, and that is sharing my itinerary with close friends and family. And you should do that before you head out to the country you want to visit. It's important to include your accommodation, your flight info, and maybe even your daily plans. It not just gives you a peace of mind, but also your loved ones. And it creates a layer of accountability and safety. Now, this next one is an absolute must and cannot be negotiated with, and that is travel insurance. Nobody wants to think about the worst case scenario, and I get it, but accidents happen. Get travel insurance that covers medical emergencies, lost luggage, stolen items, and trip cancellations. It's one of those things you hope you never need, but you'll be so glad you have if something goes wrong. I would advise you to pack light. If you are a first-time solo traveler, especially a female first-time solo traveler, it is best to not go with a bunch of luggages. Let's take Lisbon for example. I don't know if you've ever visited Lisbon before, but know that you will be climbing a lot of steep steps. And having heavy luggages with you is gonna break your back. Yeah, for the first time solo travelers, I'm telling you, pack light. Stick to versatile clothing that you can mix and match, layer up or down, and wear multiple times. It will save you energy, time, and stress. Moving on my list is choosing your destination with intent. Like I briefly mentioned before, it is important to choose destinations where you know are solo travel friendly. Think Lisbon, Bali, Tokyo, or even Copenhagen. Do your own research on safety, transportation, cultural norms, and whether there is a language barrier or not. Also, choose a destination that aligns with your comfort level and goals. Not every destination is ideal for solo female travel. Now, I have no idea if somebody told you that before, but be a little bit mysterious. Meaning, not everyone needs to know you are traveling alone. If a stranger asks, it's perfectly okay to lie and say you are meeting a friend or family member, especially if your gut feeling is telling you something is off. And I've heard people say they carried a fake ring or make up a little white lie if needed. But the most important thing here is your safety always comes first. Now, this next one should be common sense, and that is keep your eyes and mind open. When you travel solo, awareness is everything. Now, I'm not saying you should be paranoid, but you should be alert at all times. Be conscious of who's around you, what is happening nearby, and lastly, just trust your gut. If a street or alley feels a little bit too quiet, just skip it. If someone seems too interested in your plans, fall back. Awareness will keep you grounded and safer wherever you go. Now, I talked about this in my intro, and there's a reason for it. I get it. When you're out exploring a new country, their energy is high. You want to try everything, go everywhere, and just live it up. But you got to know your limits. And pushing yourself too hard can flip your dream travel into a nightmare real quick. So here's what you need to do to not overstep your boundaries and limits. Don't drink until you're out of control. A glass of wine while having dinner, that's okay. But drinking uncontrollably until you don't know where you are can make you an easy target. So please don't overdrink. Next is listen to your body and feed it, meaning stay hydrated and rest if you are too tired. Next, don't risk your life in water. If you're not a strong swimmer, don't go into the ocean and think you are. Stick with the hotel pool, or if you really need to go into the ocean, ask for a life vest. There is no shame. I've asked for a life vest before. Just because I wasn't so confident in my swimming, it is fine. You're not proving anything by putting yourself in danger. I always say better safe than sorry. Next one is stick to your dietary needs. If you know gluten destroys your stomach, don't eat that croissant just because you are in Paris. It makes no sense. Look for restaurants or places that cater to your needs, and bring medication if you need to. You can still enjoy the culture and take care of yourself. And this last one goes along with what I said before. Listen to your body when doing a physical activity like hiking or riding a bike, for example. If you need to take a break or turn around or even just cancel the whole excursion, just do so. Like I said, no experience is worth your health. What I always have with me when I travel is vitamin C and magnesium. I take that almost on a daily, so if you have dietary supplements that you always take, bring them along and just don't change anything in your daily routines. Now, let's talk about something that does not fit in your luggage, but you need to bring on every solo trip, and that is confidence. Now, I'm not telling you that you will have to fake it like you know every street in Tokyo or pretend that you're fluent in a specific language, but walking through the world with self-assurance, even if it's your first time traveling alone, is everything. Why? Because confidence makes people think twice before approaching you in a weird way. I actually consider myself as an introvert. I don't really like small talk, but whenever I am traveling solo, I don't know what happens, but I turn into my extroverted alter ego. And what's so funny is whenever I travel with people who I consider extrovert, it's like we switch roles. Like they turn into the introvert person and I am the extrovert. I am going out talking to people. To be honest, I don't know what happens to me, but I just believe that's this confidence boost that you really get while traveling. The best point on why I support solo travel that much, because you truly get to know yourself in another light. And don't get me wrong, confidence does not mean that you have all the answers. It just means that you trust yourself enough to figure it out. So even if you're still just figuring it out, hold your head up. You made it this far to leave your country, go into a new country with another culture. That is very powerful. So yeah, confidence is a superpower. Now this next one is also common sense for solo female traveler, and that is arriving at daylight. Try to schedule your flights and transportation to arrive at daylight. It's not just safer, but also easier to get oriented in a new place when the sun is out and people are around. You can check into your hotel, find food, and explore your surrounding without being rushed or vulnerable. I know not everybody is nice, but you should be. Now, when I say be kind, I'm not saying be too kind. Like, don't just be in people's faces. You would be surprised how many travelers go into a new culture, a new country, thinking the locals are just part of the scenery and not worth, being respected. But when you solo travel and you are in a new country, the truth is you rely on these locals for help very often. And the most important is this is their home, so you are the guest, right? And a lot of people or travelers just forget that they are truly just guests. And another thing is that people can feel energy. If you're giving off, I am scared or I am better than you, trust me, they will pick up on it. So yeah, be kind to the locals, and whatever you give out, you will get back. So try to give out positivity. Now, this next one is contrary to popular belief, but leave your passport behind unless you need it that day. Most people think carrying their passport 24/7 is the safest choice, but what happens if someone steals your bag? Or if it gets lost? Then you just lost your most important document. Instead, what you should do is just lock it up at your hotel's safe and only bring it out if absolutely necessary. Like when you're crossing borders, checking into a hotel that requires it, or heading to the airport. You don't need it at brunch and certainly not at dinner. Keep a digital copy on your phone and send it to your email or to a loved one. Now, let's talk connectivity. For a solo female traveler, most important is to stay connected. And the possibility of having instant connection right when you step foot in your new country is key. And truly, that's a non-negotiable for me. So I've been using Airalo for purchasing eSIMs for a very long time, and it never disappoints me. If you want to know more about eSIMs and Airalo, my preferred provider for eSIMs, check out this video that I just uploaded, and you will get an extensive explanation on what eSIMs do and more. Next on the list is something I see a lot of women but also men do wrong, and that is posting in real time on social media. I know we all love a "I'm living my best life" post on social media, but if you're solo traveling, that's the worst thing you can do. Don't post in real time because there are predators out there just looking for someone that is stupid enough to do so. And guess what? The unthinkable could happen and someone attacks you at your Airbnb. Your safety always comes before a post or story on Instagram. And last but not least, use a verified ride sharing app. I can stress this enough. When you're traveling solo for the first time, use Uber. Just don't set yourself up for danger. When using a verified ride-sharing app, you can see your driver's name, photo, license plate, and ratings before you even get in the car. You could always share your trip with someone back home, and if something goes wrong, there's always a digital trail. And also a quick hack for all my solo female travelers: use Google Maps while you are in your ride to make sure your driver is following the route. If they start to veer off, you will instantly know. And that's it, my 15 tips on solo female travel. I hope you found value in this video. I have linked all my favorite travel tools in the description below, like Airalo. And if you want to check my travel essentials for solo female travelers, check my blog post, which I've written all about it. So, where's your next solo trip? Drop it in the comments below. Let's talk about it. And I see you next time. Bye!